Hello everybody and welcome to Macco Simulations Manchester Airport.
To do a little loop-to-loop because the plane fancied it.
It's a really wet day, so going to be interesting. Quite a significant crosswind on departure too. Welcome to everybody, 75 Superfan, John Pierce, Marina, Jay, JP Littlegoon, Kai, hello to you guys. Anyone know of a 5-hour flight in Asia, Europe to do? You could do, perhaps, it depends where you want to go, but you could maybe do Paris, Charles de Gaulle, or Gatwick to Tel Aviv, perhaps. Around about 5.5, 6 hours, I think. Commentator, good afternoon to you. So we're on the VATSIM Network, of course, and our call sign today is EZ1983, and we're at stand 25. And I just need to get clearance with information kilo. 2 tower controllers on, so we planned for the Samba 1 Romeo departure, but departures are now on runway 23 left, so we're using the Samba 1 Yankee instead. Hope you're all well, having a good week so far, and enjoying the contrails. Get unlocked, nice. Interestingly, it was a Fly UK route when I scheduled this, hence the thumbnail that I originally created, which a lot of you guys may have seen on Discord servers, but for some reason the route's dropped off, so we're doing the real world EasyJet flight instead, real world EZ1983. Ian, good afternoon. Paul Brown, good afternoon.
Speedbird 901, surface winds 190 degrees at 11 knots, gusting 21 knots, runway 23 right.
There's your gusty, strong crosswind.
Speedbird 901, 26
So it's going to be a very playful departure for us. Manchester Tower, good afternoon. EZ1983, Airbus A320neo at stand 25 with information kilo. Request RFR clearance to Tivat.
EZ1983, Manchester Tower, good afternoon. Clear to Tivat. Samba 1 Yankee departure, squawk 7576.
Good afternoon, cleared to Tivat, Samba 1 Yankee departure, runway 23 left, squawk 7576, EZ1983. Captain Reese.
EZ1983, correct.
Awesome, new badge. Hello to you. It's Lively, hello, hope you're well. Yeah, lots of rain and strong crosswinds for us. And Cadet Fredo, hello, welcome to you. So into the flight deck, we've got our initial climb, constraint of 5,000, QNH of 9 and 9 at 8, and you can see here from the wind, we're 190 at 9 knots, 100 degrees variable 230 degrees, so it's sweeping around loads, but also the latest METAR says it's gusting 21 knots as well, so it's whipping round here at Manchester. Now, before I forget, at 7.5, we're in one of the latest updates to the flybywire A32nx as a tester. Mishi, of course, yeah, we're just about to push back though, but there's a few of us flying today. Paul's on stand 50, awesome. We've got Wesley there in that gopping great big A330. And yeah, we're ready to go. Luke, hello, welcome to you. So, we're using the Luke Air tool today for our announcements.
Speedbird 901, welcome to Manchester, taxi stand 43, right on Bravo and Juliet Foxtrot.
And we're on APU, Seabirds are on.
Stand 43,
Seabird signs are on.
What
what we're doing today is we're testing a fix to the vertical speed, because this, from the update, locked. So depending on whatever value it's set at, it became locked for some reason. So a little bizarre, but they're working a fix, and that's what we're testing today. So, let's arm the pushback tug. Ian, 8 minutes, wow. Kai, yeah, yeah. I think it's supposed to be a weird few days for us. I'm near Heathrow, and it's certainly windy and whipping around here, but it's going to be a very interesting takeoff for us. Manchester Tower, EZ1983 at stand 25. Request push and start.
EZ1983 stand 25, push and start approved, face east.
Push start approved, face east, VZ1983.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, fly deck.
We are
Speedbird 560 and 50 request push and start.
Please.
Steward 560, stand 53, push and start approved, face west.
Interesting.
Push and start approved, face west.
There we go.
Speedbird 560.
Hello, Shamrock 101, request IFR to Tivat or Tivat, I don't know how to pronounce that, flight level 390.
We've got a north controller and a south controller today for towers.
Shamrock 101, Manchester taxi, just confirm your aircraft type for me.
So FedEx.
323.
Air conditioning goes off.
101, clear to Tivat, Samba 1 Yankee departure, squawk 5406.
Engine 2 start.
Clear to Tivat, 27 left, Samba 1 Yankee departure, squawk 5406. Shamrock 101.
Ian, yeah, we should get a fantastic breakout. Toby Cook, good afternoon to you. Hope you're well.
Virgin 8119 request pushback.
Oh, you know what I forgot? Again.
Virgin 8119, stand 84, push and start approved, face
Tut
out.
tut.
Push and start approved, face south. Virgin 8119.
Those of you who are new to the channel, very warm welcome. Do say hello in the chat.
101, request pushback.
Lots being amended and fixed by the fly-by-wire team, of course, and one of those fixes is flaps and things being tweaked. So they've changed the flight model ever so slightly to make sure. Basically, Asobo have changed the way the flaps and slats work a little bit. They've changed the drag coefficient and a few other things, and that's obviously affected the mod because the mod was overwriting the old Asobo flaps. Engine 1 starts. Should start the chrono.
901 landed and I will be back in the next 10 minutes or so. I've got a relog.
Steward 901, roger, see you soon, bye bye.
Shamrock 101.
Yeah, Wesley, he can hear you,
101, hold position.
but I'm pushing behind you, so he won't give you any clearance yet.
Easy 5563, stand 7, request push and start.
Pushback complete. Set parking brakes, please.
Easy 5563, contact ground on 128.850.
Roger. Okay.
Ground on 128.
Toby, very well, thank you. It's lovely, nice one. Thank you very much.
Thanks, and
Easy
please
55.
disconnect and go to hand signals.
Thanks. Have a good flight. See you later.
Manchester's nice and busy, of course. Cadet Fredo, no, this is the text version of vPilot. So those of you who don't want to use voice, you can use text. That Virgin A340 down in the background there is pushback as well. As we lower the slats. Doo -doo -doo. Thank you very much. Echo, hello. So let's have a little look. Let's wing lights on. Stable. And easy 1983, request taxi.
Easy 1983, contact ground on 121.850.
Awesome, 121.850 for easy 1983. We've got ground as well.
Shamrock 12, actually Shamrock 10.
121.
Shamrock 101, affirmative, ground on 121.850.
121.850.
Active. Let's give it a minute. Manchester ground, good afternoon, easy 1983, just push back from stand 25, request taxi.
Okay, that was 2 stations. Station calling the Easy for taxi call sign only again, please.
Easy 1983.
Easy 1983, roger, Manchester ground, good evening. Taxi, running point Papa 1, runway 23 right via Lima and Papa.
Taxi hold point Papa 1, runway 23 right via Lima, Papa, easy 1983. Little bit of power.
101, request pushback.
And the safety demonstration from the Luke Air tool. Toby, nice. I've I'm interested. I'm interested to see how easy that was for you to do. Brakes.
Manchester ground, good day, easy 5563, stand 7, request push and start.
Easy 5563, Manchester ground, good afternoon.
Little blip for us. So you can see our little route. We go in from here, down Lima, and down to Papa, holding at Papa 1, which is here, to cross over to 23 left.
Easy 5563.
Shamrock 101, request pushback.
Shamrock 101, QNH 997, stand 27, push start approved, face east.
Pushing start approved, 2 stone facing east, QNH 997.
Caught out drinking me coffee there.
Manchester grounds, good afternoon. Virgin 8119 requesting taxi.
Land on water, take the life jacket from under your feet. Bring it over your head. Pass the tape around.
Right, Shamrock
Spoiler's
101,
arm.
pushback clearance cancelled.
And pull the strap to adjust.
Cancelled, pushback to Shamrock 101.
Virgin 8119 at taxi.
Well, it's left his
point,
cabin
Papa
secure.
1, runway 23 right via Echo Delta.
So Wesley, the A340 down there has basically got right of way over you because he's already pushed back, so you have to wait for him to go past. That's all that's happening here.
8119 at negative, it's 23 left departure, but we're going to have to get across 23 right.
Okay, because we got cleared for the Stonex 1 Romeo departure, which I believe...
Yeah,
is
sounds are
50
the biggest thing actually
Virgin 8119 at Roger.
for the A330 because they're pretty horrific.
Okay.
They basically just sound like my Hoover. Interestingly, the EFB seems to have switched itself on. I don't want it. Mishi, second display don't work. Did you update to the latest development version from the flybywire mod? Anytime there's updates, always make sure you update the A32nx package.
Could have been 2774, Manchester grounds, good evening.
John, good afternoon. Matthew, good afternoon to you. Macco Simulations Manchester, of course, is version 1. And it's now available on the marketplace for anybody that hasn't yet got it and might want it.
Could have been 2774, Roger, your number 1 for clearance, stand by, call you back shortly, break, easy 1983, contact Manchester Town out, frequency 118.625, have a good one, bye-bye.
Thank you, contact Manchester Tower 118625, have a good day, easy 1983, bye.
And Shamrock 101 after...
Manchester Tower, hello again, easy 1983, holding at Papa 1.
Easy 1983 via Papa 1, cross runway 23 right, hold Delta Zulu 1.
Cross runway 23 right and hold Delta Zulu 1, easy 1983. Yeah, definitely nobody coming. Happy days. And we're giving way to the Speedbird. Strobes are on for crossing the runway, of course. That's one of our guys, I think, there. Flash me lights at him. Macco Simulations, hello! The man behind the scenery.
Easy 1983, contact tower on 119.4, bye-bye.
119.4 for easy 1983, thank you, bye. Let's get them strobes off, shall we? As well. Manchester Tower, hello, easy 1983, holding at Delta Zulu 1.
Easy 1983, Manchester Tower, hello, hold Tango 1.
Hold Tango 1, easy 1983. So, dual runway ops today at Manchester. There it is in the background.
560, runway 23 left, surface wind 190 degrees 10 knots, clear takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 23 left, speed for 560.
Looking pretty good. Loads of flights today.
1983 via Tango 1, line up 2, line up 23 left.
Via Tango 1, runway, line up runway 23 left, easy 1983. Strobes. Let's pop them out so they're ready to go. Has the custom build been fixed yet for the latest sim update, James? Good question. I don't think it has yet. I know the dev version has been fixed, but there's a couple of things that still need to be amended, of course. I think, like the thing that we're testing today, which is the vertical speed bug that's come out from the update. Tivat, of course, as well, is in it's on Sim Market, and that's a payware scenery that we're going to check out today. Depending on winds, then if it favours the south runway, then we'll be doing the circling approach, as I've done in the tutorial the other day. Douglas, yeah, graphics are fantastic, aren't they? And the textures as well from the Macco Manchester are absolutely incredible. There's Wesley over there. Not sure where. Not sure where he's going.
122.8, have a good day.
122.8, have a great day. Speed for 560.
John, nice.
1983, you'll be holding there just for a little while due to route up.
Roger, no problem at all. Easy 1983. So, because we're all flying a similar route, we need about 2 minutes behind the Speedbird there that's just gone up. Ian, yeah, it's model matching basically, and the A330 there as well is model matching too. But I can't remember what package it is. There's a Discord server called MSFS Model Matching, and that's the one I'm using today, I think, along with my file that does the liveries installed for the 320s.
Good afternoon, Virgin 8119, Delta Zulu 1.
Look at
Virgin
A340.
8119, Manchester Tower, good afternoon, hold Tango 1.
Hold Tango 1, Virgin 8119.
1983, runway 23 left, surface wind 190 degrees 10 knots, clear takeoff.
Clear takeoff, easy 1983. So, chrono. Ecam ammo's no blue. John going to Dubai for 3 weeks. Nice. Flex. Forgot SRS. I got that crosswind kicking in already, so I need right rudder and left aileron. 100 knots. It's important for the rotation to try and keep the wings level when you start to crab into wind. V1, rotate. Positive rate, go up. Oh, it is windy. There we go.
Virgin 8119, line up 23 left.
Virgin 8119, line up 23 left.
Matthew, hello. We know 122.8 we're next.
Shamrock 101.001.
The next one, correction, Shamrock 101, Manchester Tower, hello, hold Tango 1.
Hold Tango 1,
That was a quick contact mate.
Easy 1983, Unicom 122.8, good afternoon.
122.8 for easy 1983, bye.
Speedbird 175. See ya. Speedbird 560 with you passing through 8,000 feet.
Wow.
Speedbird 560, London Control, hello, climb for 370.
Climb flight level
Look at this weather.
370, Speedbird 560.
So, Samba 1 Yankee.
2, thank you, climb now, flight level 150.
It climbs a lot nicer now. London Control, hello, Easy 1983, 2000 feet, Samba 1 Yankee departure.
Easy 1983, London Control, hello, climb now, flight level 100.
Climb now, flight level 100, Easy 1983. Come on, girl. Interesting. We're almost at that flap speed. It's weird we're not really accelerating.
Runway 9, Papa Romeo, descend flight level 90.
So it seems to be holding resistance, and again that's one of the things that is bugging out at the moment with the mod, but now we can amend the vertical speed. We should get a great breakout through the cloud.
With their 602, route direct to Redford.
Gridman, hello, welcome. VHACI is the flybywire fixed. So the dev version is, but there are still issues as you saw on departure there, where the flaps seem to really stretch the engine somewhat. Because we're at flaps 1 plus F, certainly not particularly draggy, but we're at 100%. We're at toga pretty much, or max thrust, and level at 2000 and not accelerating beyond 180 until we cleared those flaps, which is a little bit bizarre. But again, that's the reason for these test flights that I do, along with some of the other QAs. Anyway, let's get rid of that because we're not on toga anymore. Macco simulation, so yeah, I don't know if I am. There's Manchester down there, busy. Alex, hello, welcome. You could always rewind. Now, interestingly, tomorrow, for the first time, I've completed my VATSIM controller training for ground and clearance delivery. So tomorrow I'll be going live at the Macco Simulations Birmingham Airport for a stream, but instead of flying, I'll be acting as the ground controller, so doing taxi, clearance delivery, push and start instructions, and all of that sort of stuff. So for those of you who might want to get started on the VATSIM network for the very first time, and you're not quite sure how to start, or you're worried about saying the wrong thing to the controllers, then I'm going to be at Birmingham tomorrow. Great excuse for you, a great reason I should say, for you guys to get hold of the Macco Birmingham. And I'll be streaming the whole thing, so if you want a familiar voice for your first ever VATSIM trip, then that's where I'm going to be tomorrow. And everybody's welcome, of course. So whether you're on MSFS, P3D, X-Plane or anything like that, VATSIM of course is its own network, so we'll be on that. William, hello. If I install the flybywire A320, then in the sim it's still only at the standard. That's correct. So all the flybywire A320 does is overwrite. It just overwrites the default files and gives us all of this extra functionality. So you still select the default A320. Kai, awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I'm certainly, it's like starting VATSIM again, certainly nervous about it because I don't want to muck up. But it's going to be interesting, going to be fun. Captain Reese, no problem, I've had loads of the COVID tests. They're absolutely fine. They're quite uncomfortable, but once you've done it, you'll be absolutely fine. Echo is asking how MSFS has been doing. He's been flying in X-Plane a lot lately with the Zebo and the A300. I'm not surprised actually. I think a lot of people have started to leave it somewhat. Thank you, altitude C chord works.
Climb flight level 350.
Climb flight level 350, easy 1983. Well, the altitude seek order's working again. Macco, it's just me, I think. I'm not sure. There might be somebody tune in on the day as a tower controller, which would be quite cool. It will certainly complicate it for me, though. I think.
London Control, good morning, Speedbird 118.
018, hello, Logan 2 hotel arrival, descent flight level 250 level by Logan.
Yeah, so the sim, I think the autopilot certainly works better. Icing warning came up on the ECAM there. It's lively nice, yeah. I've had my first vaccine jab, and I'm waiting for some of the others to come through.
Hello, how long since takeoff?
Mats, hello. Thanks for the tip. 10 minutes, 5 minutes, not too long. Thanks for your donation. Macco, yeah, no pressure. The one thing they haven't fixed is icing. But we should see some great contrails once we punch through the cloud. So kind of waiting for that view where we punch through. Spirit Edits, hello. When did you last update the development version? So I'm in the latest development version as of 3 hours ago, but also with a test branch to test a fix for the vertical speed.
Shamrock 10116, actually 170 kilometers 390 inbound from base.
Shamrock 101, roger, London Control, hello, flight level 390.
Flight level 390, Shamrock 101.
With a 602, climb flight level 350.
Sagosh, nice. Somebody as well, let me scroll back, so I've missed someone. Kanish, hello, asking can I make a tutorial on how to apply to be a controller on VATSIM. So all you need to do is choose where you want to control. So if you've got a particular country, there's probably a VATSIM organisation. So for example in the UK we've got VATSIM UK, and what we can do with that is you go onto their own website. So for us, for example, it's vatsim.uk, and you then apply through their website. You have to join a queue. For the UK, it's a 6-month waiting list.
On Papa correction, make that heading 240 degrees and descent flight level 290.
24 degrees and heading the flight level. I think we get that. Sorry.
Flight level 290.
290 people on
Cover 481, descent flight level 250.
Make sure I've got that in standard pressure too. Kai, yeah, such a gloomy cloud. We've been in it for a while now, haven't we? It's pretty much overcast all the way. You can see there on the weather radar. It's quite nasty. So the seatbelt signs will stay on until we punch out through the other side.
Runway 8 Papa Romeo, you have 29 miles to runway 25, descend to 6,000 feet, dilute to QNH is 1005.
6,000 feet, QNH 1005, sorry, and F8 Papa Romeo. Water control, good day, Air France 3510, flight level 360. Inbound, welcome.
See, I'm pretty much, where are we now? Honolulu, so we're flying over Birmingham pretty much.
Logan 2 hotel arrival.
Who else have we got? London Centre.
250 level by Logan.
And then we'll be on Unicom for a little while.
Say again please, Air France 3510.
Don't forget as well, next Tuesday we've got the Aerosoft CRJ launching. And whilst I'm not involved in the launch itself, I've decided to hold a giveaway, and I'm going to give away a copy of the Aerosoft CRJ. I'm going to buy it for somebody, the lucky person that wins. So be sure to tune in for that. You've got to be a subscriber to be eligible to enter, and you've got to do something during the trip as well. I just reminded myself I need to put the terms and conditions into the Discord server. But it's free to enter.
Correct.
EGCC Hotel Zulu, request taxi to Alpha 27.
EGCC Hotel Zulu, taxi, holding point Alpha 15, Bravo and Alpha. Do you require the backtrack?
Bravo and Alpha, and we don't require the backtrack. EGCC 7 Hotel Zulu.
London Control, Qantas 5556 at Heathrow, stand 224.
On Saturday as well, I'm looking for somewhere to go, so there's quite a few VATSIM events on, and I'm considering a few options. So there's going to be a stream on Saturday as well, which is going to be quite cool. Can't believe we're still in cloud. We're at 20,000 feet. That's absolute madness.
Runway 8 Papa Romeo, left heading 260 degrees, descend to actually 5,000.
Hello Abdul. Yeah, sorry, as Ian's just said there as well. So the vertical speed, I don't think has been fixed yet.
KLM 740, descent flight level 200.
That's locked. Let me just check. It might have been merged. Yeah, so it's not yet fixed. I'm on the test branch testing out the vertical speed
KLM 740,
amendments.
descent flight level 200.
They've refixed it basically to make sure it doesn't lock up. So that's what we're testing today.
KLM 740, if you're trying to communicate, I think you're
Jonathan in the Bahamas. Very nice. Welcome. So the V-speeds thing, there's another person testing it at the moment, and then that will have been 4 tests on it then. So QA wise, it'll probably then be signed off, providing it's been successful tests for each of the 4.
Speedbird 411 Papa using your own navigation drive to Absent, descent flight level 140 to be level by Absent.
But currently you can work around it, so you can select an altitude, and then if you keep an eye on your vertical speed indicator, once it gets to a reading that you want, so for example like this now, then click it, and then it will lock the setting that it's on already, basically. So that's a workaround for the time being.
You should be flying heading 260 degrees.
Hopefully that helps at least. Leo, good morning to you. It's Lively hoping he wins the CRJ but will still buy it regardless. Yeah, exactly. So I'll be buying it regardless as well. And conscious, I'm a small channel of course, but I want to sort of show my appreciation to those of you who have subscribed early on as we climb to 4,000 subscribers. So, hence the rather big giveaway with the CRJ. Macco Simulations, of course, is really kindly donating a copy of Birmingham Airport, which is the runner-up prize, which is really kind. So thank you to him for that. Because I'm buying the Aerosoft CRJ out of my own pocket, and it's not cheap. Chai, hello. Philip, yeah. Once you get a bit close, the trick is to just put the flaps to 0, and then suddenly you start to accelerate.
Flight level 370.
It's a bizarre bug though. It's a very weird bug. Here we go. Looks like we're starting to break through.
563 London Control. Climb flight level 370.
Climb flight level 370. Easy 5563.
25,000 feet, and we're just reaching the tip of the clouds. Chai, nice. Thanks for tuning in. Well, a bit of sun burning through the cloud now anyway, so we'll be popping out the other side, thankfully. Pilot Guy, good afternoon to you. Hey, he's lovely, thank you. Very kind. Awesome, legend. Thank you very much. And Viper, yes we do. Still working out the details, but it might be something like using the Spitfire and buzzing about over the UK. William, yeah, the EFB is fixed, although it keeps turning itself on bizarrely.
We all appreciate you.
Thanks. That was delayed, wasn't it? Cheers, bro. Appreciate that. Joash, thank you. Happy flying. Nice, thank you. Yeah, I'm looking for ideas really for the group flight, but I'm thinking I'll be using the Spitfire for that, and I might try and repaint it somehow to put a few little bits on for like my channel related stuff.
Big 560, leave my sector to the south, Monmouth Unicom now 122 decimal 8, bye bye.
Still waiting. We're at 27,000 feet now and we're still going. How thick is this cloud? I thought we were breaking through a minute ago. Paul's got blue sky and you're about 5 minutes ahead of us. And the saturated air temperature is minus 36. And total air temp minus 13. So we should potentially, when we get to cruise, get contrails. So we'll take a look at those as well. Leo, good grief. Is that just through inflation, or it's a lot? Wesley's right behind. Yeah, you might end up overtaking in the A330. I'd imagine you fly a fair bit quicker. Spitfire is great, pilot guy, but it is a real handful. Takeoff and landing for the video that I did. Ooh, I saw a little break in the cloud here. It's thinning up.
Average cargo 481 descent flight level 160 level by Sabre.
There's another break. All blue sky above.
Average cargo 481.
Was there 602 contact to Euro control on frequency 135455?
David, yeah, I think so. About 4.
135455 with a 60.
Wesley's going to try and get the A330 into Tivat.
See ya. Easy
Jeff,
27
welcome.
Hotel Zulu, report passing altitude, flying now flight level 70.
It's teasing us, isn't it? We can just see the top of the cloud there, and we're at 30,000 feet. We've been overcast from departure.
Runway 8, Papa Romeo, turn right, heading 220 degrees, clear for the ILS approach, runway 25.
Heading 220
Come on.
25.
30,000 feet almost. John got out of cloud at 33,000, wow. I mean, it's there, we're getting close.
Air France 3510, descent flight level
Yeah, it should be breaking out in a minute.
By Sabre.
This is 160.
Show, hello. Download the development version, but vertical speed is not fixed yet. I'm on a test branch for it because I work for Flybywire as a QA volunteer. So, oops.
KLM 740, descent flight level 90. 90,
Here we go.
Easy 1983, Unicom 122 decimal 8, good afternoon.
Unicom for Easy 1983, thank you very much, mate. Peter. Yeah, this isn't it, PC.
122 decimal 8, thanks for service, Shamrock 101.
Grinneman, exactly, yeah. You have to cover all the angles really with terms and conditions, and YouTube require us to do terms and conditions for every giveaway, but a lot of channels don't bother, and that's where they risk falling foul of the terms of use of YouTube. So keen to do everything properly, of course. So hopefully by the end of today's flight I'll have finished my report for the vertical speed, and what that will then allow is for it to be merged into the development version. Here we go. 32,000 feet at the moment.
Runway 8, Papa Romeo, we're on runway 25, clear to land. The surface wind is 200 degrees at 17, gusting 28 knots.
It should be fixed in the next few hours though. It should be merged.
Speedbird 11 Papa further, descent is at your discretion, continue on Unicom 122 decimal 8, bye bye.
Continuing on Unicom.
Gridman, yeah, so just the next, in general, just the next nearest value. So if somebody guesses one underneath and somebody guesses one above, then that's an equal draw, I guess. So their both names will then go into a hat to decide the winner.
You can expect vectors for an ILS approach runway 15.
And then the runner-up will get the Macco Simulations Birmingham. Here we go.
London Control,
Wow.
good evening.
So from 1,000 foot, we've had overcast cloud up to 33,500 foot roughly. Now we're just punching out now. A little bit to fly through yet. We should. What's that? Saturated air temperature is 51 degrees. Total air temperature is 25. Minus 25 that is. So we should have contrast behind us as well. Kai, there's another update because Microsoft and Asobo forgot to add in the FSX liveries when they released the update yesterday at 4 PM UK time.
There's no control on for Heathrow.
So,
but,
yeah. So basically you have to download another gigabyte or so. As I found today when I booted up before today's stream, the mild panic that ensued. I might have to climb above 35,000 feet, you know.
Advisor Speedbird 108 today.
Average cargo 481, descent flight of 140.
That's level 140, average cargo 481.
KLM 740, fly ahead.
David, hello, welcome. Oi, oi. And we're on Unicom. Max, hello. The update's doing alright. I'm testing some of the fixes for the A32nx on behalf of the flybywire team, so we're doing alright. Flaps are still being worked on because some of the behaviour's a little odd, like on departure, where it's like a permanently increasing ratio of drag as you get nearer towards that slat speed. But they're working at fixing it. I think we're going to be cloud surfing for a little while, I think, because our cruise altitude is this 35,000, and that's the ceiling of the cloud, pretty much. Gridman, yeah, so it's live MSFS weather. Clouds at the flight level, I think so. PT, yeah, there we go. So it was within about 30 minutes of Microsoft releasing the patch yesterday, or Sim Update 3, they realised that they'd missed delivery, so they then repatched the update. So anybody that downloaded it prior to that had to re-download a second update, basically. I'm having a look at the winds and the cloud at the moment to try and see what's going on with the weather. It's just giving us significant weather from flight level 100 to flight level 450. So yeah, I guess it looks like it's... Let's have a little look actually. What's this? Vertical profile. Yeah, potentially there's cloud up to flight level 400 apparently at some places, which would be interesting. Wesley, I'm not sure, are you on live weather? I'm on live weather live time. Certainly interesting. I've not had clouds this high up for a long time. Robert, so that's the test branch that we're on at the moment. We've had a fix for the vertical speed being locked, bugged out from the update. And that's what we're testing today. So once I've finished my report for that and finished today's flight, I'll write up a little report along with a few other guys who are the QA testers for the A32nx, and then we're gonna hopefully have it straight into the development version for you guys to enjoy if it all works as expected. But naturally we need to make sure we test it with full flights where we can. So I tend to do it during streams. Take it to the skies. Hello. Which package did you buy in the end?
Flight level 95 for the runway 27 right transition Heathrow traffic.
So interestingly, actually, Taking to the Skies, guys, is thinking of buying Microsoft Flight Simulator, and he wants to know what people think is the best package, whether it be the standard, the premium, or the premium deluxe. So I've suggested, if he wants the added terminal buildings and things, then go for it. And get premium deluxe. Let's have a little look. Excuse the noise, hopefully it's not going to be too noisy for us. Let's try one of these exterior views actually. Ah, there we go. There's our contrails. Blasting off into the distance. The ice is really bad, isn't it? It's so shocking. It's probably the most frustrating thing that that I see in the sim at the moment. I know we have problems with the way the flights and things work and all sorts of other issues, but let's see how far we can get. I'm doing it in this view because I don't want to deafen you guys by going to external view. So yeah, the ice is terrible. It's probably the worst bug. But yeah, we can kind of see the contrails there. And as Paul's saying, though, he'd rather have working V speeds and things, VNAV especially. Yeah, as JP's saying there, the update yesterday is about 10 gigabytes. It's lovely. Yeah, how come every time there's an update it's never smooth? It's frustrating, isn't it? You want to enjoy it as best as you can, especially if you've got plans. Yeah, if this was a botched update, then a lot of content creators, a lot of YouTubers and things would have had to stop their streams because you can't necessarily fly if the aeroplanes are totally bugged out. In my case, what I was planning to do if it had broken everything, I would have ended up doing a stream with maybe the Cessna Caravan or the Spitfire. And annoyingly, you can't turn the icing off. But anyway, there's our total air temperature and our static air temperature. I keep saying saturated, but I mean static air temperature. It's been a busy few days. So total air temperature of minus 29 degrees Celsius and a static air temperature of minus 55 degrees Celsius. And that cloud seems to be starting to dissipate below us, which is good. Kai, yeah, that was air livery. I fed it back to the developer, interestingly, and via the flightsim.to page, and he basically told me that I should have tested it before the stream, which I did. I was trying my hardest to make sure it worked now prior to the stream, but by that point it's too late. Once you've committed to do a Wizz Air stream, you can't load up as EasyJet. Philip, yeah, the problem is Asobo keep changing the way the flaps work on the aircraft. They keep tweaking it to improve it on their end, of course, which is only a good thing, but we then have issues with mods like the fly-by-wire mod where they've already gone in and amended the way the flap slats deploy, the way they work, all the lift drag coefficients and everything else within the code, so that then ends up breaking once the Asobo update comes, because the default values then change. So, is the ILS frequency in the MCDU field automatically fixed? It should be, yeah. It doesn't always happen though. It depends on the scenery you're going into. But I have noticed some significant improvements for the way that the MCDU handles Heathrow. So yesterday I did a little test flight for the fly-by-wire team. I didn't stream it because there's no point. Yeah, especially if it goes horribly wrong, just to try and help them out a little bit. I booted the sim for an hour, and I did a little quick flight from Manchester to Heathrow, and it actually loaded for the very first time Heathrow in one go. Before the update it would say destination not found or something like that, but thankfully that's all fixed. So the visualising options apparently have been taken off. That's what somebody told me the other day. I haven't looked, to be honest. Once I'm streaming, if everything's stable, what I tend to do is try and just not touch it because I worry it's going to break. Bravo, possibly was down. I know they've had some issues, but I haven't heard of it being down myself. But I know it went down a few days ago. 75 Superfan, hello, welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings without using the train.
I've been setting up my tower view ready for tomorrow as well at Birmingham for the my first ever controller stream live on VATSIM. And basically what I'll be doing for tomorrow's stream is loading up at Birmingham Airport in the sim and then connecting to Euroscope, so you guys will see the Macco simulations Birmingham and all the aircraft moving about. And then at the bottom of the screen I'll also be sharing my radar screen as well, which is what I'll be using tomorrow to control with. So you'll see both basically. Hopefully something different for you guys, something enjoyable. But for those of you who want to get started on VATSIM, then you can use the live chat tomorrow during the stream to run through flight plans with me. So before you call up for your flight plan to be cleared, what you can do using the live chat on tomorrow's stream, just to help you get started, is type it into the live chat, say I'm going to go from here to here, this is my route, and then I will have a little look to see if it's correct or not, and I'll help you guys get started basically. I expect to be very busy, so you'll have to forgive me for any mistakes I make tomorrow. I'll say that in advance because I've done quite a few sessions, training sessions for VATSIM, and then you have to pass a practical exam, which was quite difficult. But doing it real is a whole other game, I guess. It's a whole another level. So I'll be doing my best tomorrow. But know that if you're not confident with VATSIM, tomorrow would be a great time to jump into the network and give it a go. I've got loads of tutorials on the channel, so have a little look on those in preparation if you want to fly. But be confident in the fact that I'm going to probably be as nervous as you guys, because I'll be controlling for the first time. Den, hello, welcome. David, yeah, it should be fun. I hope it's going to be fun. Jack, hello. So I'm a QA tester for the fly-by-wire team, so I basically help them test all the new updates, and I've been doing it from day one of the project actually. There's only me and one other guy that's left that were original QA testers, sadly. So I'm on a test branch where they've actually fixed the vertical speed. Currently it's locked at 1500 for some reason, or whatever the active value is when it's triggered. So yesterday, when I was doing a quick test flight to help, I was finding that it was getting stuck at pretty much any value that it was active at. So at some point I think I had it jammed at 3,700 foot per minute, which is bizarre. Cool, nice, yeah. It's a good way to start. Where's the first day, and I'll be streaming it, so we'll give it a go. Slively, yeah, there'll always be some other ones. I'm sure. I'll be doing quite a few streams, I think, as a controller. Especially, I'll do like maybe once a month. I'll do like a little VATSIM starter day. So anybody either wanting to fly with a controller on the ground or anything else, then I'll be loaded in to help you guys along. John, awesome. I'm glad. The screen, everybody thinks the screen's going to be quite juicy, but the radar screen that actually I look at when I'm controlling isn't that snazzy, so you'll see it tomorrow. There's not a lot going on, but there will be a lot of information on there if it is busy, because every single flight, all the flight plans, everything will be listed. And if there's any issues with the flight plan, I'll have to be checking those and amending them as well, so Hopefully everybody does voice tomorrow, because I've not actually been shown how to do text. So I've not been shown how to text reply to pilots using the text commands. So David, I'm sure I'll probably be hitting you up for some advice for the aliases. But we're going with Birmingham because it's one runway and a couple of taxiways to help you guys at least get into it. David's going to be listening. Nice. Gridman? No, I guess everybody would just have to sort of spawn in and wait. I'm not. I'm not expecting that much though. I'm not expecting that much traffic. I might have my work cut out there. There might be slot delays at that rate. Matt's was asking how can you be a QA tester for fly-by-wire. So for me, I had quite a bit of previous knowledge, at least of the A320s, having worked on them in the past as crew. So I had a little bit of an idea. And back in August, I sent off the original applications. I know at the moment, if you want to be a QA, you can contact Jimenez from the fly-by-wire team and ask for an application like form thing that you'll need to complete. And they want to know what experience you have, what your availability might be, and so on. They expect you to do 3 tests per week, and they check to make sure you're downloading the files and things like that. So naturally, if we sign off on something that doesn't work, then it comes back on fly-by-wire itself, so we want to avoid that. But I'm also, you know, I put the QA testing as important as my streams. So I don't do a stream and tag it as a test flight just for the sake of people clicking. Echo. Sorry, no, Bravo. Different letter in the phonetics alphabet. Good luck with your first VATSIM controller stream tomorrow. Definitely be tuning in and trying my first VATSIM flight at the weekend. Awesome. Hopefully you feel ready for it. You'll naturally be nervous, but just use that. You'll be absolutely fine. And if you've got any questions, then just fire them away either in the live chats during the streams or in our Discord server. There's quite a helpful community behind this channel. Air Trooper, hello, welcome. In Alicante. I'm doing very well, thank you. Hope you're okay. And if you've not updated the fly-by-wire dev version lately, Air Trooper, then probably do that now. Or wait a couple of hours for the vertical speed fix to go in as well. Frankie Gamer, hello, welcome. And XW asking how is the frames per second after the update. For me, it's been fine. There's still that weird issue that was released in the UK update where suddenly people start to lose their frames. And I know one of the QAs ended up with I think he was landing with like 5 frames per second a minute ago, which is a little bizarre. So I'm hoping we don't get that when we reach Tivat, especially if it's the circle to land. David, yeah, Euroscope won't excite anybody. Exactly. But thank you, David, as well, for letting me know about the tower view command within vPilot. So that's what I'll be using tomorrow. Tested it out the other day and it worked pretty nice. Ah, yeah, Wesley, Inax Air, not Jimenez. Too many users that sound similar. Slively, everyone's going to be logging in to be prepared. I'll try my best. I've got my crib sheets and things ready to go for Birmingham controlling tomorrow. Thomas, hello, why am I not in Valenta today? Great point. I forgot. Let me... Oh man, let me load it up. Yes, we get it. There we go. Right, so just sorting out Valanta, Manchester to Tivat, sim brief. There we go. Thanks for reminding me about that. I completely forgot. Kai, yeah, exactly. Could always disconnect if I need to. David, he did very, very briefly. Jacob, hello, welcome, hope you're okay. Working 15 minutes, nice. Yeah, there's a couple of aliases that he that John mentioned when I was doing my Euroscope stuff, but it was a little bit, you know, it was a little bit bizarre. There's so many aliases, I just don't know what they are. Wesley, why am I so slow? So have a little look at your wind. I'm on live weather, and currently we're getting shoved along really quick with an 82 knot tailwind. So that helps. So it might just be your weather settings. Luke's master caution switch won't turn off, but the west is fine. I noticed yesterday I had a warning pop up here for something, and when I tried to disable it on master warning, it didn't work. But these lights here were lit up. It says CLR clear. So once I clicked that on the left hand side, that one there, it wiped that and also wiped the master warning. So give that a go. Air Trooper, yeah, exactly. I completely agree. Yeah, things like VNav, the autopilot's becoming more stable. All of that is far more important. John, yeah, that never helps. I might have that tomorrow because I'm going to be running Euroscope and Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I'm going to be running vPilot, which is the pilot side of it, VATSIM for MSFS, but also I'm going to be running audio for VATSIM, which is the controller version of vPilot, if you like. So I'm going to be running a whole lot of stuff all connecting in the same place with a proxy, so you know, it should go well, but I'm expecting a little bit of a hit on frames. Kai, yeah, the PTU's going off again. FM1 crew, good afternoon, German Shepherd. That's great if you realise, if you work that out. Yeah, he's a big dog. Yeah, David, you've got it all ready to go then before you open Euroscope. Wesley, how did you get that? Ian, I'll try. I'll get a picture and get it on the Discord. I'll put it in the real life pics and videos chat. Viper, so floaty landings have been fixed somewhat. It's a bit of turbulence starting to kick in. I've always been told by a pilot, if you can feel it in the very front, in the flight deck, then it's going to be really rough at the back. But the flaps wise, I think most of it's been fixed, but there's some issues at the moment with the way it transitions. Once you've deployed flaps, the way it transitions out from it, so you seem to be stuck at about 180 knots, which is a little bit bizarre. So hopefully we don't get any problems when we get to that, but I'll give it a go. If we get a really bad float, then I'll just go around and try again, and we'll see what happens, because this is a test flight for some of the fixes. Pilot guy, I'm guessing, pilot guy, then you've ended up getting the Just Flight PA-28 Arrow that came out yesterday. And if so, how is it? I know it seems quite expensive though for what it is, £30. When for another £8 you get a whole Aerosoft CRJ, which is a little bizarre. Will, hello. Flying first time in a simulator. What is it about? So, Well, I mean that's a question. I guess it depends on who's answering. As Thomas is saying, flying. For me, it's representing. It's trying to replicate real flying, really, but in a simulator, which I guess is a game. But yeah, it's the immersion of it all, really, and trying to enjoy aviation. It's a really expensive hobby to be able to do normally, so yeah, if you want flying lessons, for example, it's about £150 an hour to £200 an hour, depending on where you do it in the world. So this is a great way to get into aviation and enjoy it. Kai, you can do that on vPilot, but the controllers don't have that, so it's not as easy as that, bizarrely. We'll make it up as we go along tomorrow. We'll try my best. There's a lot of stuff on Discord, but I'll have a little look. I'll try and catch up where I can. Ian, I've just seen your thing. Let me reply to you on Discord about the model matching. There's another server that's popped up that somebody else actually in the channel told me about, and I've been using it since. So let me generate that link, and I'll put that into the model matching help on Discord. You need a zip file, and you need to extract it and put the one folder, the main folder, into what's it called? God, I'm so bad at multitasking. You need to put the main you need to put the main folder into your community folder, and then the VMR file as you know, in the same place that you've put my my VMR. And keep them both in there. They work together basically. I think we're going to be cloud surfing pretty much most of the time. Richard Macco, hello, welcome. Let me just find you that link. I've done a tutorial on how to set custom views, but interestingly as well, the fly-by-wire team have actually added it into the camera. So inside, I think external or showcase, there's camera 13 is some of the internal views, which is quite cool. But if you want to set it yourself and have a permanent, easy to grab thing, then check this link here in the live chat. Gridman, so the external view without the sound is basically just I started off with this view, I think it was, and then I just moved it out, and then once I got far enough away from the aeroplane, I looked back at it and set it as another custom view, if you like, so it still thinks it's inside the plane, if that makes sense. Pilot guy, so the Arrow got postponed to today, did it, for release? I didn't know that. Makes sense though, because it was quite significantly broken, I think, with what I was saying. Sadly, they Just Flight did say that they were going to send me a copy, so that I could, you know, I used to fly the PA-28 Cherokee, so I'd be able to actually directly compare and, you know, give you guys my real honest thoughts, and enjoy it as well, show it off. But they never got around to it, sadly. I think they've had their work cut out with the update coming. Ian Sims, because it's all about being an absolute nerd. Thomas, yeah, Navigraph is $10 a month, but I pay annually for a Navigraph, so I make sure that it works out a bit cheaper that way actually. So if you can stretch to pay it off in one go for Navigraph, then I definitely recommend that, because it works out about £10 cheaper. G, you wanted outside the aeroplane. There you go. We've got the contrails down there as well. I might go to drone cam to show you guys some better views, but it might deafen you. So let me know if you want to see a bit of drone cam in the chat or not. David, just make sure you don't log into vPilot with Euroscope open. Yeah, so that's the double thing. So yeah, I open vPilot, and before I log in, I just type .towerview, and it will kick in, won't it? I've already got proxy set up on Euroscope ready for tomorrow. Jacob, thank you. Take care. Ian, you're welcome. Philip, yeah, that'd be awesome. So Philip, guys, one of our channel members, what he's working on at the moment is something that a tool that basically sweeps through your community folder to see exactly what you've got installed, and then it will generate a VMR file, a model matching file that vPilot needs. It will generate it based on what it's found inside your own community folder, which makes model matching a lot easier, because for me, you know, I've created that base file, and then I've shown you guys how to edit it yourself. It's quite difficult to do unless you can sort of you have to go through every single aircraft livery one by one, basically, to edit it and get it matched up nicely. So what Philip's doing is creating a file. Once you click it, it will then scan the entire folder, and it will build a VMR file out of that, which is absolute genius, which will be really good. That will help us a lot. David, yeah, so 2 different companies are doing PA-28 arrows. No idea why, but Carinado released theirs on Friday, just gone. But Just Flight, supposed to release yesterday, but as somebody was just pointing out today, is releasing today because of the issues with the updates. BT, hello. Lawrence, yeah, horrendous ice. It's so frustrating. It does ruin it a little bit. Right, so fair warning, I'm going to go to drone cam briefly just to show you guys contrails for some other views as we cloud surf. So it just gives you time to turn the volume down ever so slightly so you don't get deafened. That cloud's starting to form up over the aeroplane again. And we're kind of losing the contrails because we're going through the cloud, which is good to see. Wesley, you'll be fine. Thomas, the update's okay. It is frustrating at times though, isn't it? There's the contrails, you can just about see them, I hope, through the cloud. If you guys are enjoying the stream today, please do give us a thumbs up. It all helps. Your end centre. Maastricht Control. We'll be contacting them shortly. Well, maybe not shortly, in a little while. David, yeah, we're really shifting along. Lawrence, MSFS needs a PA-38. Great aircraft. You see, for me, I really wanted a PA-28 Cherokee. That's the one that I flew on, which is it was the fixed gear variant. I really wanted one of those. That's what I learned to fly on. So when both companies, Carinado and Just Flight, said they were releasing a PA-28 Arrow, I was a little disappointed. I was hoping one of them would make it a bit different, at least. Airtrip, yeah, the ice is terrible. It's one of those, I think if everybody starts to report it as a problem, then they will fix it. View from below, Ian. Great shout. Yeah, we've got a good little crosswind shoving us along. 80 knots. Tailwind, I should say, but it's kind of a crosswind as well. mean, we are absolutely flying along because we're pretty much between Strasbourg and Basel at the moment, which is really good. Zoo. Trying to think when to call up Maastricht radar. Anyway, let's go underneath to check out the contrails from below, as Ian suggested. Frustrating is let's see, somebody's asked a question. Jarmo, is X-Plane worth buying when I don't want to spend money on the sim? For me, a lot of people are saying yes, of course, which I understand, but for me, I'm all about persevering with the sim, really. Oh, Ian, great shout, look at that. Kind of hides the ice a little bit as well. Douglas, he's not decided yet. There's Manchester is obviously going through a little review period. Now it's on the marketplace, just to make sure there's no bugs from the latest update. And then Birmingham, of course, needs a lot of love to try and bring that up to version 1 as well. So lots of work. Lots of work to do. But he is looking for, or is considering options for other airports. I've given him a few ideas. I know what I'd like him to do, but I'm not sure what it depends what he chooses in the end, I think, and depends what the majority want as well, I guess. So on the Macco website, there's a tab at the bottom saying request an airport, and it all goes onto a form, so we can see what the majority are basically asking for. And that's on maccosim.com. And Beckmum, hello. Sobo broke flaps again. It's basically the update changed the way the flaps work, and in doing so, it affected the mod because the mod modded the flaps. I mean, straight after the update, the test flight I did, it ended horrifically. I ended up in an unrecoverable spin and a dive. So they broke something quite significant, but I was trying to really push it to see how broken it was yesterday after the update for the flybywire team. So what we do is we go from the development version and we load in with that, and we just try and fly it, but try and break it as best as we can too. So we look at all sorts of stuff, and for me, once I extended the flaps, it shot me into this really horrendous dive, like it did a few months ago. Actually, there was an update in the sim. It ended up causing a whole load of problems. Thomas, thank you. Contact radar at Beggar. Awesome. Douglas is hoping for Edinburgh and Aberdeen. Edinburgh would be a great one, wouldn't it? Christopher, how far back do the contrails go? Quite far. They're kind of, once you see it over there getting a bit pixelated and washed out, that's kind of where they end, but it all depends on the conditions. Somebody said to me the other day on a comment that they went back quite far using the drone cam, and the contrails were still visible, so who knows. Luke was asking, do you need extra ATC training for Manchester like you do for Gatwick? No, you don't, but I think you're supposed to get a familiarisation because it's so busy. David, the dual cockpit dive was pretty much what happened to me yesterday, bizarrely. Yeah, so the landing dive apparently has been fixed. I ran out of time yesterday testing, so I had quite a particularly busy day yesterday. How far are we? I think we're going to step up to 30. we just leave it 35. Thomas, hello. No, so I'm on a test branch at the moment, testing the vertical speed. But you can see that they have fixed it, if I show you there. So that'll be going into the mod at some point soon. I need to test it on approach as well though, of course, which is why I've not finished my report for them yet. Where's Beggar? Coming up soon. Maastricht. Eurocontrol. 13545. That's ready. Let's have a little listen.
50. Descent level 250, Virgin 811.
Eurocontrol, hello, 348,
Shalom, Alal 348, Maastricht identified. Recycle this walk 0336.
David, yeah, I know Manchester is regularly booked out, as you were saying the other day, so I would love to be ground controller at Manchester a few times.
KLM 895, heavy Maastricht, good afternoon.
Might give that a go for another one actually, to be honest. Flights of the World, hello. We're doing alright. The fix so far is looking pretty good for us.
Ryanair 4, question Ryanair 9, Zulu Echo, Unicom, good day. Ryanair 9, Zulu Echo, Unicom, good day.
Yeah, so the initial flap thing has broken. Well, that was broken, sorry, has been fixed. But there's still a lot more adjustments and tweaking to go. Just to get it back to how the aircraft was behaving before the update, basically. Christopher, nice. Jarmo, nice one. Thanks for cheering again. Hope you enjoyed it.
Traffic information at your 2 o'clock position, 5 miles, same level. It'll be no conflict due to your descent.
This is quite bumpy for us, isn't it?
Control, Speedbird 560 with you, flight level 370, inbound Amrup. Speedbird 560.
I might ask to go to 370 for turbulence.
Level 370. Direct Ocres, flight level 370, Speedbird 560. Bellard 348, Maastricht identified, route direct OBD, climb flight level 410.
Maastricht, hello, easy 1983, inbound Beggar, flight level 350.
And that was 2 stations blocked, Delal 348, just confirm OBD level 410.
Climb 410 and direct OBD, LL 348.
Wonderful, thanks. Easy 1983, Maastricht, good afternoon, identified level 350, route direct Degas.
Route direct Degas, easy 1983.
Eurocontrol, Qantas 5556 requesting descent. Good
Does it break?
Qantas 5556, sorry, descent flight level 250.
Oh.
Flight level 250, Qantas 5556.
Oh, that had me nervous then. I don't know if you guys could see that, but it wiped everything all the way to do that.
Level 240, KLM 1560.
And then somehow reloaded itself.
Ready, descend level 250.
And destination data's popped in randomly, but we're still 600 miles away. So bizarre.
Etihad 11 Bravo, apologies. Contact Copenhagen 121.375. Bye bye. 121.375. Yes, 11 Bravo.
Thomas. Yeah, last time I tried your controls it went horrifically, so I'm keen to avoid that for a little while. For a little while. For those of you who saw it, you know what I'm on about, but it ended up bugging out quite badly for us. I'm just staring at the MCDU because I want to make sure it's not broken for a minute. Okay, that's looking okay. I'm worried that it's wiped the everything up to there.
Beluga 113 Charlie, Maastricht, hello, squawk 0337.
Bizarre. Let's get the TAF.
Hotel Bravo, question Hotel Alpha Bravo Mike, Maastricht.
That 80 knot tailwind's becoming a bit more of a crosswind now.
Shalom, Maastricht identified, recycle squawk 034.
And we need to have a little look at different approaches depending on the weather.
Identified. So are you able for 340?
No, Florida 340,
Print.
Beluga 113 Charlie.
Beluga 113 Charlie, climb level 340.
There's a Beluga.
That's Sierra Papa Yankee.
Sierra Papa Yankee 340, Beluga 113 Charlie.
Correct. With your 602, hello again,
So.
Maastricht identified, direct UNGAV.
Yeah, so David, the fly-by-wire team have finally been given access by Microsoft to the pre-release for the update, so they get to test it about 2 days in advance, or a day in advance, in order to work through it basically and just see what's been affected so that they can get patches ready. So that's really good for Sobo to show their support. So TAFs for Tivat. What are we now? 1425 set.
350, direct OBD, climb flight level 410. On readable, sir.
Hey.
Mike, contact Bratislava 134.475, bye-bye.
The model matching late at night, bird.
Flies the world, thank you very much. Appreciate your tip. And no problem at all. Always welcome, of course.
Turkish 907, descend level 220.
Trying to look at the forecast here, and it says, so it's kind of, this section of the TAF here is what we want.
For further, unit is offline. Okay,
So 5,000 metres visibility in rain, showers, just rain, becoming, again that applies to us, 020 at 15 knots, gusting 25, so we're going to have a really gusty crosswind for arrival, but probably a straight in approach, but then also this evening, 020 at 18, gusting 35 knots, good grief.
Run air 0 Juliet, Maastricht, hello, squawk 0341.
Christopher, I know, yeah, but it's, I kind of like just waiting for it to finish printing. That cloud seems to have evened out nicely now.
Qantas 2021, Unicom, good day.
Kai, yes, the AIRAC got updated yesterday.
Qantas 5556 off to Unicom, good day.
And now actually we should see, you can see the crosswind actually, how we're crabbing into wind with this drone view.
Transavia 18 uniform, descend level 290. Lufthansa 07 Kilo Unicom, see ya.
22H.
Runway 14.
That's afternoon, bye-bye.
You too, ciao.
Thinking about it then, let's have a little look, shall we? What's that TAF?
18 uniform, go ahead. 18 uniform down level 290, level Tivat. 290.
Oh, it's bang on a crosswind actually. So let's say for example it's 020 at 15. What's the latest METAR?
Thanks, good day, Transavia 18 uniform. FedEx triple question.
020 at 10 knots. Variable between 350 and 070. God, that's absolutely messy.
55 request.
1432.
Approved.
Yep.
14.
Shamrock 101, flight level 390, inbound, Dighead.
2 stations, Lufthansa 016, Maastricht, guten Tag.
Yes, if we do the runway 14 circle, it will be a fairly messy tailwind for us, I think, which is not great, but
Shamrock 101, directing J.
we're planning for runway 33,
maintain level 350.
or runway 32, sorry. We'll probably do the lock Zulu. But that's an offset localizer, so similar to Innsbruck, and the last bit of it's visually manually flown anyway, but it's not the circle procedure that I've done in previous videos.
Aeroflot 2323 Unicom.
Lock Yankee will be the one we'll be doing, and the arrival will be the Taz 1 Echo.
Bye bye.
Patrick Control, hello. ED 5563 is flight level 370 inbound Becca.
Easy 5563 Maastricht could identified, continue as filed.
Continue as filed, Easy 5563.
So that didn't go in.
Passing flight level 200 next target.
Where are we going?
German Wings 29 Hotel Maastricht, guten Tag, squawk 0343.
Squawk 0343, German Wings 29
Sorted out. Come on, plane.
Lufthansa 016 Maastricht identified, climb level 310.
It's like it's bust itself off. No, we've gone back to zoo. Good grief. He's going to call me up in a minute.
Condor 1185, descend level 240. Descend 240, 1185.
Flights World, thank you.
Speedbird 9993, request out cockpit for 10 minutes.
Approved.
Cheers, Speedbird 9993.
John, yeah, time for direct 2. I like to give it a couple of minutes just to see what it's doing. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt if you like. Mainly because I'm testing it, I want to see if it corrects itself, I guess, without upsetting the controllers.
602 Unicom now, have a good flight, bye bye.
The frequency isn't in there. We're still miles away, of course, but I just wanted to see what it would do. Lock Yankee 111.3.
Lufthansa 763 Maastricht, hello, squawk 0345.
I'll show you guys what I'm planning for roughly. I'm going to have to monitor it at Deges to make sure it doesn't trip up when we get there. So there's Navigraph, and that's the Lock Yankee for runway 32. So coming in from Lasti, and then we're flying into Taz, which is the NDB up there.
Walker 622, good afternoon, Maastricht identified, maintain level 3.
And then flying pretty much just straight in for this offset localizer. So similar to
Martinair 8322,
Innsbruck.
contact Bremen 123.925.
We're going to fly a straight line through the terrain to the offset localizer, but at 3 miles we're going to have to go to manual control, turn the autopilot off, and we fly in for the last bit. If the winds were going the other way though, then I'd be doing this, which is what I did on the channel the other day on a tutorial. Actually I did that.
KLM 895, Bremen 123.925, ciao.
Did the NDB Yankee, but the winds are not favouring that runway at all. They're sort of coming in from here, so
Martinair 8322 Maastricht.
these circle to lands and things, runway 14 are off.
8322, great.
Contact Bremen 123.
There are circling approaches for runway 33. So we could do this one, the NDB Yankee for runway 32. If you guys want. So instead of actually the ILS, what I'll do is we get to the Tivat NDB, then we fly manually. Thomas, thank you. Welcome to the channel. New channel members. VATSIM World upgraded to gold.
Turkish 97 Unicom, see ya.
Goodbye.
Ryanair 4 Golf Mike Maastricht.
Yes, right.
Contact Bremen 123.
Jurassic, that's a great great excuse. Sorry, it's the flight sim.
Ryanair 8.
It's a reasonable excuse as well.
Bremen 123.925. See ya.
Make sure you're clicking the like button down below, folks. So I'm tempted to do the NDB Yankee.
Have a good day, bye-bye.
It's a daylight only procedure. We have to be level at the TAS NDB at 2600, and then it's all down to us. So I'm very tempted to do that. If you guys want me to do that.
Lufthansa 016, contact Bremen 123.925. Ciao.
Mishi, yes. There's some contrails for you.
Cheers.
Ryanair 55 switching on to the 08, thank you, bye.
Bye. Whisker 93873 identified, direct to Arnhem.
Direct to Arnhem, let's go 9373, thanks.
KLM 895 Maastricht.
So let me know what you guys want, whether you want me to fly the offset localizer, sort of like a half ILS approach, or you want me to fly that NDB visual procedure instead into runway 33. Let me know. Usually no problem at all.
Hotel identified level 300, climb level 310.
Flight level 310, German Tunana Hotel.
John, yeah. The Alps down there, looking absolutely unreal.
Level 420, route direct Gapla.
So good. Graphics are so good in the sim. Look at that. Wesley was asking what the 3-2 circle to land arrival is. Basically you fly to the Tivat NDB, but then you turn everything off, all the autopilot, and you fly in manually. Flights and World's asking thoughts on the new CRJ that's coming on the 16th. Looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it actually. And of course we're holding a massive giveaway, the biggest giveaway our channel's ever done. And I've not seen any other channels offering it yet, which is a little disappointing I think. From a community point of view, I think it'd be great if a lot of YouTubers put their hands in their pockets, and especially the bigger channels, put their hands in their pockets and they bought their subscribers a CRJ in a competition. So
Speedbird 313 Maastricht, good day sir, identified, maintain level 340.
yeah, definitely really excited. I'll be flying it on Tuesday. I'm yet to decide our route actually. I haven't yet decided where I'm going to fly. So if you guys have got ideas, then do let me know.
Speedbird 560, thank you. Shamrock 101, direct Otres.
It'd be interesting anyway, that's for sure.
Say again, Shamrock 101.
Shamrock 101, direct Otres.
Diego, hello. Lots of people wanting the visual NDB procedure. So we'll do that then.
Easy 1983, direct Otres.
Direct Otres, Easy 1983. Please don't break. Please don't break.
15, yes, approved.
Thank you.
See what it's done there is it's gone Otres and then it's just gone straight to the approach. But then it pauses and then reloads itself, which is really worrying. There's the contrails in the turn, folks. Let's get rid of that.
Speedbird 993, you're back with
Looking real cool.
Easy 256 when ready and level 280.
Well ready,
Christopher 11 wants
Negative, level
Frankfurt to Zagreb. Flight Sim World, yeah, definitely I will be. I'll be doing a little poll on the Discord server. I wanted to get the giveaway all scheduled ready first. It's really turbulent.
5 to 10 minutes off cockpit.
Approved.
Thank you.
Maastricht, Scandinavian 612.
Just going to bring that radius in a bit so I can see what's going on.
Simulator crash, apologies for that.
610, no problems. Bremen will now be online for a moment. 123.925. I'll speak to you soon.
123.920 and speak to you later. Thank you very much. Scandinavian 612.
That's fine. Condor 1185 Unicom für die Landung. Schönen Tag noch. Ciao.
Queenstown is amazing.
The point 563 Maastricht identified. Route direct Tickney. Climb flight level 370.
God, it's horrendous.
Direct Tickney on climb flight level 370.
Jurassic, yeah, it wasn't ideal for that day, was it? I managed it okay though, flying it all manually through the mountains. Ladbound is looking for
Climb 568, standby for 10 minutes.
Orlando to Key West. Is it Key West? Sounds like a lot could go wrong with that one. Flight Sim World, yeah, no problem at all. So it's the latest development version, as of about 4 hours ago now, but I'm testing the fix for the vertical speed bug.
Hello, Ryanair 885 with you, flight level 340.
Ryanair 885 Maastricht, hello sir, identified level 340.
So that will be fixed very soon in the dev version. We've not had any problems yet so far. Look at all that down there, stunning.
Ryanair 885.
Turkish 61 Lima Tango, inbound
Input flight level 10,000.
So, if I'm not mistaken, Innsbruck should be
Turkish 61 Lima Tango Maastricht, good afternoon, call me back please.
through there, down there somewhere.
160.
Somebody wants to see the weather radar for the turbulence.
Thanks.
There you go.
Speedbird 701 Victor, Maastricht, good afternoon, identified. Continue climb level 360.
We'll continue our climb to 360, Speedbird 701 Victor.
Speedbird 993, are you back with me?
Hey, fancy, Speedbird 993, just come back.
Wonderful, thanks.
Thomas, hopefully it's a cold drink.
925, speak to you later.
Bremen 123.905, Speedbird 993, cheers.
Luke, yeah, people are hitting their heads.
92, Speedbird 993.
I got the seatbelt signs on, so liability wise, it's not my fault.
KLM 156, Unicom now, good day.
Unicom, thanks for the great service. KLM 1560.
Anytime. EC6 Papa X-ray, just for your information, from aircraft unidentified, which is going to be crossing right to left.
What, overlapping?
5 Alpha Charlie request.
That's the message.
I request to leave for about 2 minutes.
Approved.
Thanks.
So it sounds like there's 2 aircraft flying pretty much maybe 1,000 foot apart, passing each other, which would be quite cool to watch.
United 2777 off to Unicom now, enjoy your flight.
God, it is really bumpy, isn't it?
It's Unicom, United 2777.
Ian, yeah, we do need another Japan flight soon. Amazing part of the world to fly in the sim. Axel, we are EZ1983 on Volanta.
Turkish 61 Lima Tango, thank you very much. Maastricht, you're now identified. Plan to flight level 360.
Just south of Innsbruck.
360, thank you, Turkish 61 Lima Tango.
Chris, yeah, it's, I'd imagine if it's a real flight, it wouldn't be particularly comfortable at the moment. But yeah, it's, it does seem to be bugged out quite a bit with the flight plan, doesn't it? FL350, hello. Some things are still broken. We're testing a fix at the moment for the vertical speed being broke, but that's all looking well. But we found some other issues with direct twos and things like that.
260 for Delta 15 Heavy.
In fact, while I remember, I'm going to put it into the QA chat on the Discord for the flybywire team. Make sure I don't forget.
Lufthansa 3 Romeo Yankee Maastricht, good afternoon to you. Set squawk 0350.
0350 inbox,
Monarch 5 Alpha Charlie is back.
Monarch 5 Alpha Charlie, roger.
Euro Control, EC7 Delta Charlie.
Go.
Requesting flight level 380.
EC7 Delta Charlie, that's fine. Climb now level 380.
Flight 380, thank you, 7 Delta Charlie.
Haha, just watched a FBW video on how to be a QA tester and thought it was you talking on the stream, but it turned you was in the video.
Yep, I made the video for the flybywire QA tester entry thing.
EC252 London 127.1, good day.
What was the frequency?
ETA Axel should be at the top of your screen, 1533, so just less than an hour from now.
127.1.
Matt, thanks for the tip. Satrick, hello, welcome. And Jurassic, yeah, let flybywire do their thing. You know what? There's an aeroplane.
127.1.
Where's he gone? There he is. Where's he gone? There he is.
Okay, sorry, 127.1, EC252.
Ah, he's disappeared.
Yankee Maastricht identified, climb level 360.
In the cloud. That was cool. I wish I knew he was coming.
Wisco 9373, contact Bremen 123.9.
Flights World, I think they're all affected again. I haven't tried the others though.
EZ1983 Unicom, bye bye.
Unicom for EZ1983, thank you very much, have a good day.
Shamrock 101, Unicom, bye-bye.
122 Westway, Dankeschön.
EC5563, Unicom, bye-bye.
Unicom, easy 5563. Goodbye.
Yeah, so a few people might be having the direct 2 bugs that I've been experiencing today. Captain Adam, what country is Tivat in here? Montenegro.
Windmill 3 Lima
on the Adriatic coast, and it's absolutely stunning.
Route direct Pedro.
Oops. 1228. Christopher, yeah, there's weird things. So there's a lot of focus on the EFB at the moment, but that's because there's a lot of pressure from the community for things that we don't really need. VNAV and everything else is a lot more important. But on the flip side of that, at the same time all of this is happening, they are working on still branching it away from the default A320. So they're still working away at creating a separate aircraft model entirely, basically, so that the updates affect it less. But we really need a flight plan manager, and we really need a VNAV still. For me, it's more important than anything else. John, yeah, we're having a few issues today again, aren't we? But we are always on the test branches, so I usually expect to have something to deal with. Ian flew Gibraltar to Manchester earlier with the latest dev version. Now watching the stream, thank you. Couldn't get it to descend in selected, but FPA works, so controlled descent using FPA to get it down. Nice one, thanks. Hopefully that's been fixed. I think, Mum, it's going to be interesting spending 50 quid on the CRJ and not being able to use it. Might be a few disgruntled people. I think it's going to be working okay. Bear in mind, it is a completely separate model, and Aerosoft have done all the coding for the flaps and everything else. It doesn't rely on any of the internal sim systems like the A320neo does, or the Asobo code for the autopilot. Aerosoft, I think they've said that they've got their own logic built into it, so it should be pretty good for us to use, I think. And I think it's only going to be £38, isn't it? Not 50 quid. Mariner, hello, welcome. I was just saying to you in the Discord, we've had a few issues with Direct 2s. I like this as a new feature, by the way, as well. It's picking up the new cruise out readings. But yeah, everything behind our last couple of Direct 2s have wiped completely now. Yeah, flight plan manager is massive. It's desperately needed. The more that all these problems go on, it becomes a bigger frustration with everybody else that wants a serious aircraft in the sim. Thomas is asking, anyone knows when the A380X will be coming out? Probably in about a year's time. So I know there's a lot of clickbait videos going live on some channels at the moment about the A380. Ignore them, sadly. There was a channel the other day that mentioned that the A380 is coming next week or next month. It's rubbish. They're building a whole aircraft from scratch. They want it to be as detailed as possible, sort of study level, for want of a better phrase. And it's going to take some time to do, but it's fly-by-wire, and they're pretty exceptional in what they do. Of course, all voluntary and freeware. So it's going to be pretty good. Mukashi, yeah, it's fly-by-wire. It's lively. Yeah, it's quite cool actually. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, working title, one of the latest updates, they've got like an eCam screen down here, and they've now got it linked to Navigraph charts, which is really cool. So I'll be able to look at my Navigraph charts inside the aeroplane screens. Fly-by-wire are working on that and working to get it built into the EFB. So watch this space. That'll be hopefully coming soon, and I'll do a video on it when it does arrive. But that'd be quite cool. As Christopher, you sum it up perfectly. Do we really need an EFB with a lot of stuff when the plane can't even fly an approach without us getting into any problems? Yeah, when the plane directs to the threshold. Yeah, really big key issues, isn't it? Flight speed, yeah, 50 quid if you want the expansion pack as well. Yeah, I guess that's correct. I'll probably end up just getting the the CRJ 550 and 700. I probably won't bother with a 1000 series pack. Thomas wants to become a QA tester just for the A380. You'd have to apply. The only thing to bear in mind is they look for various things, various qualities. So there's a lot of real life pilots inside the QA team or the fly-by-wire team, and a lot of engineers as well, helping with the internal systems and things as well to make it all as accurate as possible. I'm hoping when the A380 is flyable, I'll be still a QA for the team by then, and then I'll be bringing you guys some cool content with the A380 when that comes out. But again, it's probably going to be about a year away, so bear that in mind. David's asking what Fly UK use CRJ wise. They only use the CRJ 700, I think. I think it's just the 700. MSAT tricks, something big. Yeah, all these things on Twitter. And something big is coming from Aerosoft, VATSIM, and all that. A lot of that ended up being, was it flight sim, like a flight sim convention, but going online, and it's 30. I think £30. How much is it? I think it's 30 quid a year, I believe, for this online flight sim convention. But some of the discounts and deals that you get with it aren't really worthwhile, so I don't think it's particularly worth it, I've got to say. Christopher, so working titles, flight plan manager, it's still being built into the A32nx, but I think they're trying to get it all working nicely with the A320. FSSim can't wait for the A380. Neither can I. It's going to be fantastic. Brilliant aeroplane to fly. And it's a beast, so that'll be quite enjoyable. Even short trips, sort of like, you know, Heathrow to Frankfurt and back, I'll quite enjoy doing all that sort of stuff, I think. Let's get some contrails. Let's go above, shall we? As we pass over the Alps. Jurassic, hopefully by the end of today. That'd be good if they get it all ironed out. The V speeds locking bug, that's going to be sorted fairly soon. I think I'm the 4th to test it, so it'll be done by then, which would be good. Wesley, that's awesome. If you got accepted into QA, that's good. Just remember, it's 3 tests a week, so you've got to keep the work up. There's always something to test. Ladband's avoiding the A32nx online. Yeah, so it tends to be quite buggy on occasions, but as long as you can get your head around a couple of workarounds and a few tricks, I guess, to deal with the problems as and when we get them, it's not really too much of an issue for us, and we can kind of just deal with whatever's thrown at us. Or at least that's what I try to do myself, if it all starts to go horribly wrong. And then, if in doubt, blame Sobo. That tends to be the best way to deal with it. Paul, latest weather at Tivat has changed. Wind now 040 at 8 knots, gusting 21. Good grief, that's a hell of a whip. LYTV. Yeah, you're right. 040 at 8 knots, gusting 21 knots in light rain. Scattered cloud at 3,300. That's right on the minimums as well. But it looks like we'll be able to do the circling approach. If the winds stay like that, it's going to be a hell of a approach for us. But if the winds stay like that, then we will be doing this one, which is what I did a tutorial for the other day. NDB Yankee into Tivat runway 14. That's going to be a hell of a challenge though, because it's a significant gusting crosswind that's going to throw us about. And that one there is a secondary circle to land, so that one's similar to Innsbruck. So I could do the one I did the tutorial for. If the winds stay like this and we use runway 14, I'll either do this approach. You guys can choose, let me know in the live chat what you'd prefer. If the winds switch and favour runway 14 like they do at the moment. So we can either do that, or we could do the VPT circle to land, which is the offset localizer 3DME break off, similar to Innsbruck. And that's the one I did in the tutorial. So just let me know in the live chat what you guys want, and I'll throw myself into it as always. Give it a go. Mariner, can't wait for the CRJ. It's going to be really nice, isn't it? John, yeah, no one's had any problems yet, I don't think. Yeah, Wesley's still behind in the A330, going a lot slower than us though. Jurassic, yeah, there's some really good routes for the CRJ in Fly UK. Wow, look at that for a view. Leaving the Alps behind. It's awesome to see Macco Sims in the marketplace, but it's better to buy directly from the developer since MS take a percentage of the purchase. That's a great point, Lively. So, for those of you who didn't see the start of the stream, we were at Macco Simulations Manchester Airport, and it's probably one of the best payware airport sceneries you can get in the sim at the moment. Completely, it's been built from scratch for Microsoft Flight Simulator, so it's not ported across or anything like a lot of these other sceneries like UK 2000 or anything. And it's also half the price of UK 2000 scenery and others as well. So, exceptionally good quality and a really good price, a really affordable price. And last Tuesday, I think it was, or last Thursday, it went live on the Microsoft Flight Simulator marketplace for the first time, version 1.0, and it's great. But if you want to buy it, then there's a link in the description for today's stream, and it will take you directly to the developer's website, and you'll be able to get hold of it there for a slightly cheaper price because you're going direct. But that also directly supports the developer, so they get 100% of the money, whereas Microsoft and Asobo take 30% off the developers when you buy in the marketplace. And that's quite a hit for these smaller guys that are trying to start off and make some great stuff. So it's always better to buy direct. That's a great point, Lively. I forgot to mention that earlier, so thanks for reminding me. Kai, you can't enter the squawk code. You need to... There we go. You need to double tap clear. You need to clear it all first. As it is at the moment, you can't type over. You have to clear it all first. As Jurassic said there. Everybody's going for the circle to land, like Innsbruck. Cool. We'll do that. M. Beckmon had a bad experience by the sounds of it, buying from other websites. Yeah, the only thing is obviously Macco Simulations is here for the long term, and Manchester Airport is only £9.99, I think it is, off the top of my head, at maccosim.com, and it's pretty good. I love it. Really active developer as well. Alex is doing Gran Canaria, gusting 27. Wow. Wesley, I want to see you butter the unbutterable machine. If that's the A330, then you should have checked my A330 review flight, because I think I nailed the landing in that. if I can say so myself, big myself up. Jama, yeah, the icing is really important to fix. And Beckman, that's not good. So Macco Sim doesn't give you a key, you just download the scenery. and you put it into your community folder, or you use their installer, which is a great way to do it. Kind of not too far now, 300 miles. Jurassic's going to be flying the schedule for GFLDR first, lots of short domestic hops in the Fly UK CRJ. That's a great idea. You'll really enjoy the UK scenery as well that way. Paul, Dom's jinxing it and his PC locked up very briefly. That's a worry. Thomas, enjoy. I don't want to know any more details of that though. And you retracted it. Brilliant. I still saw it. Philip, 040 wind still favours runway 32. Does it? I'll have to have a little look. If it does, then we'll be doing the visual into runway 33, of course. Either way, we'll be doing a bit of a visual approach. I guess it depends on how it's variable as well, gusting. So it depends on how it switches. But it's going to be an interesting arrival, that's for sure, if it's gusting that much. The only thing I can't do today, guys, is the flight recorder, where we replay after landing like I did in the Corfu trip, because that broke quite significantly from the updates. Wesley, you can do, if you want. What I've entered is arrival for runway 32, Lockheed Yankee. I need to change that actually, don't I, to NDB Yankee for runway 32, and the TAS 1 Echo, which interestingly doesn't exist. That's not correct. So from Tilbury, we're probably going to have to go out to Lasty, so I'll have to vector, because the flight plan seems to have broken itself, bizarrely. It's weird, because it didn't do that for me when I was doing the tutorial the other day. But from Tilbury we should be breaking off and coming down to Lasty, and then round to TV301, then TAS. But it's no bother. Now we've seen it, we can deal with it when we get there. In the RadNav page, because we're going to, because we're going to go to, we're not going to do the offset lock. I'm going to get rid of that. And was it Lock Yankee runway 32? Oh, so we do still need it. No, hold on. We're doing the NDB Yankee runway 32 circling, which is a visual. So we need 345. And we still need to track the localizer, but instead of tracking the ILS, we're going to put it into VOR2. And we want 332, which is the Tivat NDB. So what I'm putting in here, guys, is the Tivat NDB frequency of 345 into ADF1. I've typed the ILS offset localizer frequency of treble 1.3 into VOR2, so it tracks it as a VOR instead of an ILS. And then, in case of a go around, it says here, missed approach, turn left onto a track of 199 degrees, then proceed onto a 157 track from the ROL center, localizer center, climbing to 6,000, which is based on that NDB there, Tivat 332RO, which is what I've put into ADF2. So for the missed approach, we break off, climbing, track of 199, and then we switch to track this Tivat NDB. And once we're on a level of it, like a radial basically, we then fly out away from that NDB station on a track of 157 back to Lasty. And then we hold, and then we come in for a second go. Quite possible that this is going to happen live today because of the weather, the winds and everything else. If if the winds change quite significantly for us when we make our way in, then it's going to be quite important for us to actually actually we're getting fairly close. It's going to be quite important for us to hold at Lasty to reconfigure for a runway change. So we'll see what we can do. 240 miles to go though, so let's get the latest weather. We can't clear that yet, annoyingly, so we have to pull both. Thomas, yeah, there should be an option for a manual update, most definitely. So, not too much. We've had a couple of issues with Direct 2s not working particularly well, but we're managing it, and we've got an issue with the flight plan. So when we get closer, once we get to Pyreegue, we actually need to break off and manually vector ourselves around to Lasty, because it wants to fly directly over the airport, which is not correct. Print. So you can see there the METAR for Tivat at 14:30, so 35 minutes ago. Winds are 040 at 8 knots, gusting 21 knots. So quite a hideous crosswind for us, from moderately calm to fairly severe gusts. Good visibility though, but in light rain, scattered cloud of 3,300 feet, overcast at 8,000 feet, plus 8 degrees Celsius. Dew point +2, QNH 1012, no significant change. So it shouldn't be too different. When we get a little closer, we'll pull the latest METAR again just to compare, but it shouldn't be too different for us. 040 at 8. Gusting 21 though. Ugh. The transition altitude is 10,000, and that's from the charts. The charts say the transition altitude at Tivat is 10,000, and our MDA for this procedure, the one we're planning for at least, is at the bottom of the approach plates, 2,600. You can see it there as well. Daytime VPT, Category C aircraft, max 180 knots, 2,600, 5,000 meters visibility, and there's the transition altitude on the charts there, folks, just in case you're wondering. $2,600. So that's pretty much ready to go. We can deal with those as and when it happens. It'll be interesting to see what the sim's done differently with ADF, NDB, VOR tracking and things, because apparently they've changed it, haven't they? There's the Adriatic coast down below, and it looks absolutely stunning as always. Great part of the sim to fly around on, part of the world. Jurassic, no problem at all. Yeah, a wee treat for when you get back. Enjoy work, thanks for tuning in. Flight Sim World, that's pretty good. Working Title are always making some incredible progress, aren't they, with a lot of their work. So, let's have a little look. Our star today, guys, TAS 1 Echo. It's going to look like this. So we're going to be flying and self-vectoring ourselves down here somewhere, round to Lasty, which is where the hold is, and then we're going to fly TAS 1 Echo. It's a direct line from Lasty to the NDB, but we don't want that. We actually seem to have it programmed to fly to these TV301, then to the NDB, then to the runway, as you can see. What we're planning for is then that procedure, so leading on from that last chart straight in, and at the NDB, as we cross that, we'll be configured for landing, and we'll go autopilot off and we'll fly it manually then ourselves Interestingly for this, there is absolutely no guidance whatsoever on glide slope stuff. So whereas like, an ILS would tell you to expect a 3-degree glide slope, we haven't got that in this instance. However, if we go to this chart, we can see TAS here. This is where you can use other charts to kind of help you plan what you're going to be doing. So we still cross this TAS NDB if we were using the offset lock approach. And the offset lock approach is going to have, because it's linked to kind of like an ILS if you like, it's got a descent profile. So we need a descent angle of 3.2. So we'll use track FPA, we'll use the bird, and we'll get the bird position to show a 3.2 degree rate of descent from that TAS NDB. So it kind of gives us a bit of a clue. That other chart helps us. Christopher, hey, my dad lives on the island to your left. That one. Thomas, yeah, the Attic Sea is amazing in real life as well. Jurassic, thank you. Love a bit of cheese sauce. Fantastic to fly in this part of the world. So, what was I looking for? Top of descent. Getting sidetracked. So we want to be at last year about 4,000. Performance. So we need 100 nautical miles. And that's coming up. We've got 252 to go. So that's alright. We can get rid of that for now. Turn it off. Give us some tasty performance back. Wesley, track FPA is extremely useful. Really useful. Whenever you're flying RNAVs, VORs, visual approaches or anything like that, track FPA is probably one of the most vital pieces of information you can get from the aeroplane. Chris says no, the one by the engine, so in that case it will be that one back there then, I'm guessing, now that we've gone past it. James, yeah, the EFB has been fixed. Bravo, nice, hopefully they enjoy their walks. And the flaps and things have been tweaked as well. The only thing that's I think left to do as a significant fix in the interim is this test branch here where we're repairing the vertical speed stuff. So I've been testing that. Just waiting to descend before I start worrying about finishing a report for that. And we'll be on Unicom for the rest. Meta LYTV. Now it's showing winds variable at 8 knots. So it's all up in the weather's pretty horrific then by the sounds of it. It's just really undecisive up and down. Car, yeah, that's not good. I find it frustrating when liveries, just one simple livery, a paint scheme with a texture that, a panel config that shouldn't be in there, but the livery creator decided to go a bit too far with his art. That shouldn't cause a crash to desktop, but obviously as we saw on a stream the other day, we had one of those. It's things like that they really need to fix. But it's still great for what it is. I love the sim. I think it's fantastic. I think it's great to see we've now got contrails. Spirit, yeah, contrails are great. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for a community mod. I was saying to a few yesterday on the video that I did in the comments. I'm waiting for a community mod where people change the colour of them, so we end up with like rainbow fart contrails or something really bizarre coming out the plane. I'm sure there's going to be a mod for it soon, of some sort. But I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see what the community do. I'd imagine once the file for the contrails have been found, then then we're going to get all the colours of the rainbow coming out, I think, which would be quite interesting. As I was saying in the video the other day, what I'd really like to do is the vapour clouds, the sort of contrails forming over the wings itself on damp, humid days. That's going to be really good to see. I was hoping I was going to see it yesterday. Press FBA on the AMP 330, it sends you to the moon, don't do it. MFS pilot, welcome. We're going to be doing the giveaway next Tuesday. Here, anime contrails. Couple of new subscribers, welcome to all of you guys, thank you. Do you think with the fly-by-wire flight manager we can fly start and approach like in charts, or now at random? Hopefully at some point soon they fix it. It's going to be quite key, I think, for a fix, for us to be able to get that. Let's start a bit of a descent, shall we? Let's do 22,000, we'll trigger. $800. Let's try and level off. Just making use of descent to try and test the vertical speed fix. So the MSF pilot, the giveaway is next Tuesday to coincide with the release of the Aerosoft CRJ. I'll be going live with it once I get my hands on it, because I'll be buying it like everybody else, and I'm then going to buy it for somebody else as well, whoever wins the competition. Christopher, that'd be a great effect, wouldn't it? I still would love the clouds that you get on the forming on the wings. Yeah, that'd be quite cool. William, welcome. Hello. Hope you're well. Just starting a bit of a descent, testing the vertical speed stuff for the fly-by-wire team. So it's going to be a bit bumpy, but it's just because I'm going to see if it breaks at any point. Thomas, we won't be there. We'll be there very soon, actually. I wonder if it's going to hold in managed mode with a vertical speed. That'd be quite cool. Paul, what happened? If you guys are enjoying the stream today and you haven't done so already, then please do click that subscribe button down below, and if you've enjoyed it as well, make sure you've got you've clicked the like button as well. Give us a little thumbs up. Paul's had a crash desktop, thinks it's the fly-by-wire installer that caused it, left it open in the background and it was gobbling up 18 gig of RAM. Oh, good grief, yeah. Sadly, that's one of the bizarre things that it seems to be doing at the moment. It's affecting a lot of people's performance, so I personally avoid it, and I sort of just download it and package it myself if I can. Or I've downloaded test branches with artifacts already pre-built for me to test. This seems to be working okay. Paul, that's definitely something that's worth feeding back to the fly-by-wire team, because they need a lot of people to report issues with the installer so they can understand what's going on. Wandy's, yes, this is the latest development version for the A32nx, but with a test branch as well, which I'm testing. And one of the known issues that came out of the update was the vertical speed indicator being broken, and now we're testing a fix for that, which is all good. It's worked really well so far. So after landing I'll finish my report, and then hopefully soon after that it will be in the development version for everyone else. John, yeah, jinxing it. Wesley, yeah, will do. Left with 4, hopefully arriving with 3 left at least. There's those descending contrails. I love the fact they turn as well. You can see them stay in place when you turn. That's quite a cool little feature that they've done. I'm no coder, but apparently Sobo may have used the FSX contrail system and basically ported it across, but I don't know how any of that works. It's just nice to see contrails. Oh, Wesley, I meant 3 including myself. I've still got to get there as well. Tivat, we've got the Tivat payware scenery by Pyreegue Dev Co, which is on Sim Market. A little while ago it was free for 24 hours, so quite a few of us on the channel, subscribers, you guys, myself, we snapped it up pretty quickly and made sure we bought the package for free, and it's quite nice. Great little destination to fly to if you're looking for somewhere within 3 hours of the UK or somewhere in Europe that's quite scenic to go to. Paul, yeah, go for it. Where are we going to be closest to actually? Let's have a little look see. You know what you could do? You could do a quick hop from Dubrovnik to Tivat, and you'd be a couple of minutes ahead of us then. John, yeah, imagine. Mr. Zambo, awesome. So you guys who are waiting for the vertical speed to be fixed, it is now merged into the latest development version of the flybywire A32nx. So if you download the latest development version now, you will have the vertical speed fix in there too, which would be awesome. Thomas, thank you. I've had 2 coffees today. Kushal, hello, welcome. Hope you're okay. Hope you're okay, rather. Put my teeth in. Wonder if we're going to start tracking some of these. Oh no. Oh, fantastic. So we're doing an NDB approach. And it looks like it blinked then. Yeah, so it is picking it up, but not on there. Okay, that's not going to be good. We might have to manually fly this whole procedure in ourselves. I've got no NDB tracking. It might just be because we're far away still. But I've got no NDB or VOR tracking. It's not even arming down here at the bottom to suggest that it's we're out of distance, out of range. So I'll leave constraints on for now, then I'll use NDB to at least sort of see. Paul, check the first officer display. They were there yesterday. Might have to do it on there. Oh yeah. Well, shall we make this even harder then? Shall I do it as a first officer? And do it in this view? Let me know. That's interesting though. What's going on there? I wonder if... Okay, so it might be an issue where they've desynced it. Oh. No, they're just on. So they're there, but they're not really. I love having to work out problems. Dog's not happy either. No VOR. So I could either do it blind, so I could just work it out as I go, and we'll see how well we can do it, or if you guys want, I will, providing that's working on that side, I will snap over to the first officer side and fly it in manually, but you'll have to let me know. VOR didn't work earlier into Gibraltar, the latest dev. Yeah, I know there's a test branch open for it currently. So perhaps that's something to watch for. The person that's fixing the VOR ADF stuff currently is based in New Zealand, so he's fast asleep. Yeah, VOR ADF needles on ARC screen, and VOR ADF info broken after a SOBO update 1.14.5. But that is ready to test now, so hopefully that'll be merged by the end of today as well, if some other QA testers check that out. So even on that side, they won't apparently display anything properly, according to the PR that I've just read, if I've understood it correctly. 60 miles. Let's target 4,000. We'll just see how we go. BTEC, hello, welcome. Back, awesome, near Lasty, perfect. So about 70 miles ahead of us, or 80 miles ahead of us, and flying in for approach then, by the sounds of it. So what we'll have to do, we'll get to Lasty, and then I'm just going to have to fly it to Taz. Try and maybe use the nav display to work out where the NDB is, and work out where we're going to push it. Cross it. That's interesting. I've selected 1800. Wesley, the way to do it if you're stuck at 1500, press it down, get rid of it, let the aircraft's nose come down more, then activate vertical speed, and it will lock itself back onto another value. It should do anyway. That's how it worked for me yesterday when I was trying to find some workarounds. So give that a go. Jurassic, nice. Hopefully as we get a bit lower as well, we'll lose the ice. Contrails of course are gone now because the total air temperature and static air temperature have come back closer to 0. So we've lost the contrails. And we're getting nice and close now. You can see the progress bar on the top of your screen. We're pretty much 95% of the way there. See, it's picking it up there, but it's just not picking it up on the actual displays, which is really frustrating. What else do I want to check? Lasty max 230, descending down to 2600 by Tango Victor 301. And I want to get the latest METAR. So, shouldn't change, it is half an hour later, so we should have a new METAR. LYTV. Variable winds at 8 knots, all the 9s, 3,300, yeah, so it's pretty much the same again. Well, that's the previous METAR. Maybe in 5 minutes it'll update. When we get closer to Pyreegue, we're going to then go direct up to Lasty. So I'm not going to go to Biglow and then Taz, so that's all incorrect. Yep, that should work. If that's what you mean. And we can kind of see the NDB marker below the decel there. Because that bit's bugged out, it's trying to take us back forward and then back on ourselves. It's kind of covering it over, but there's a little NDB icon inside the nav display, but it's there anyway. It's still there now. Now I've got constraints on. What was the QNH? 1012, so let's get that ready. Master caution, that's good to know. So direct 2s are really buggy, and you'll be pleased to know vertical speed, the fix for that is now in the latest dev version as of a few minutes ago, and heading track FPA is all good as well. We'll be using that once we go manual, seeing as those key bits of data aren't working for us on either side. So we're going in blind basically. All of these have stopped working. Wesley, how close are you then? Are you real close? Let's go to local pressure now. Below 10,000 as well, so let's get landing lights on.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will shortly be landing.
Into the cloud.
Cabin bag safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray tables must be stowed, armrests down, and window blinds open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
All perfect. So 400 foot above minimums, overcast cloud. Just what we want when we're relying on visuals. Yeah, the ice will slowly melt, Spirit, hopefully. Frustratingly, once we go through cloud, it tends to get worse for us. There we go. Severe icing detected, apparently. And we need to go mode ignition for severe icing on the ignition selector. And we're coming up to Pyreegue. So I can't even track the VOR there. Bit more cloud surfing. Let's clear the master caution. We can't. Let's clear the memo there though. So we're really pushing it for minimums then. If Paul's saying 2,600 foot is fine-ish. Might level at 7,000 here because we're going to fly off to Tigray first. Off to Lasty. Let's do a direct 2. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. If you're just tuning in, we're heading into Tivat, Montenegro, so and everything's not really working particularly well. So ADF, VOR needles and things are completely missing. But it'll be interesting. We'll fly in basically manually, visually from fairly early on in that case. Be sure to click subscribe, and tomorrow we are heading to Birmingham Airport, where I'm going to control live for VATSIM for the very first time at Birmingham Airport, EGCC. So if you want to get started on VATSIM, be sure to join us for that. You can use the live chat to check your flight plans with me and help get advice, and we'll chat through things, and then I'll give you clearance, pushback, taxi instructions, so on and so forth until you get to the runway for any flights you might want to do tomorrow. And I'll be doing that for a couple of hours. And on Saturday we're looking to do some sort of stream, possibly using the Airbus A330 with the compatibility mod for the flybywire A32nx. So a busy week ahead, and don't forget, next Tuesday John, thanks. Next Tuesday we're going to be doing the Aerosoft CRJ giveaway, so don't miss that. Right, let's go to manual mode now, shall we? I want to come ever so slightly wide of Lasty. Cheers, John.
Hope this makes up for jinxing it.
I hope so. Master Joe, just S1, so I can do ground and clearance delivery with VATSIM now after that. William, I hope so. I think I've got it booked from 1:30 till 3:30 or 4 o'clock Zulu, so I'm hoping that will all be good. 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . 9 . next Tuesday is going to be ever so slightly later than the usual stream times for us, because I want to get as many people involved as possible. That's going to be quite a fun giveaway. You can see with this approach as well, once we get to TAS, there's the symbol for the NDB. Once we get to TAS, it's then all just down to us. Anyway, 4,000. Let's go track FPA. Actually, maybe not just yet. We've got the Tivat VOR. What? Okay, yeah, so NDBs aren't working at all. I wonder if I can trick it. 3, 4, 5. No. So NDBs just don't work at all. We've got the localizer there showing Tivat 9.2 miles, but that doesn't help us. And it's stuck on anyway, so it's just a random reading that's given us.
Traffic speedbird 560
into the Merc.
on final runway 32.
Lights as required. Purif approach phase. David, yeah, I think so, yeah. I think I've booked it just so that it's like I'm going to be there at this time, and then it makes sure, guarantees almost, that I'm going to get the slot. This is going to be interesting for a visual approach, I think. Oh man. Thomas, good good question. I hope it's butter. Peter, glad you're enjoying it. Thanks. Very little to see at the moment though now. Superfly, welcome. Hello. No problem at all. Joining us at the key time, if you like. Heading into a very rainy Tivat, and with the update, NDBs and ADFs, VORs and things aren't reading on the nav display anymore, which has made it twice as hard. So I'm basically making it up.
Visibility is good once you get over land.
Roger, thank you. 4,000 at Lasty. Let's get rid of the speed brakes now. David, exactly. That's my thought process anyway. Let's do cabin secure. Jurassic, thank you. Take care. See you tomorrow, hopefully. So what I've done here, instead of going direct to Lasty, because then it's quite a sharp turn back, I'm vectoring myself round ever so slightly to come into Lasty from the side, and then fly to Gossett and TV 301. Approach 131. Landing 126. Tillman, yeah, it is a little frustrating, isn't it? The main thing really is they're talking with them, and they've actually given flybywire early access to the mods. It's obviously not Asobo's responsibility to keep the mod working, but it is so key for us using the sim. But some of the fly-by-wire development team have got early pre-release of the updates, basically 1 to 2 days before. It's going to be interesting for a landing. 1 to 2 days before we actually get to. Let's go flaps 1. Let's see what happens here. Vitalis, yeah, MDA 2600, and Cloudbase is just a little bit under that. Oh, look at that drop in speed from the flaps then, that was hideous. So this is one of the bugs. Just to hold 180 knots, we've got to pretty much have the engines on max. Tivat traffic, easy 1983, inbound Lasty 4000 for the NDB visual, runway 33. Here we go, let's do a little turn to Lasty. What I might do is I'll see if flaps 2 is any better. Let's arm 2600. Yeah, I might try flaps 2 just to see if we get more respect out of the speed. How they boshed that so badly, I don't know. Let's do 165. So flaps 1 seems to be the problem.
Easy 5563 is TAS, commencing the TAS 3 Alpha approach for runway 3 to that.
Where was he?
And 101 should be coming in last, inbound last into the...
Airport elevation is 20 feet. Yeah, so MDA is basically your minimum decision altitude, yeah. So if you can't see the runway at that point, then you have to go around. Now let's turn. Let's arm 2600. Ah, there's the aeroplane ahead. So, God, you know what? If we go around, we can't even track the NDB at this point for the radial. So he's about 8 miles ahead of us. Tivat traffic easy 1983, passing Lasty now, reducing to 155 knots, number 2. Doesn't help that this is all over the place. Starting to break out there. Auto brake low. Speed brake's already armed. We can put ignition mode back to norm because we're pretty much clear of the icing, I think. There's the NDB, just there. Flight Simmer, good afternoon. We're flying an NDB approach, but I've just realised we don't have VORs or NDBs being able to be tracked anymore. so it's one of those days, I think. Superflight Tivat is in Montenegro, and it's hard because they're visual approaches. I'll show you very quickly the approach we're doing today, just so you can see. So we're going to pass the Tivat NDB, which we can't track because the plane's broken, thanks to Sobo, and from there we're going to fly manually. So we're going to disarm the autopilot and we're going to fly all the way to the airport, 10 miles. I've done a tutorial on the channel which shows you guys how to do VAT procedure, which is a visual circle to land for Tivat, but today we're doing the we're doing the NDB Yankee. Flight sim, yeah, the PR is working absolutely fine. It's just all the other bugs that we're dealing with at the minute. What's our final approach course? That's going to help us. 334 degrees. Elite plays, awesome, nice one, thank you. Pulls down, nice. There is an aeroplane ahead. E-Superfly, so for severe icing you get an ECAM memo that says severe icing, ignition mode, start, there's our minimums, and that's basically just to help the engine because of the severe icing issues. It basically comes up with a little emergency checklist if you like. Only in severe icing though. E-Superfly, yeah, really hard in bad weather, which we've kind of got today. We're at our minimums now. This is our minimum altitude, and we haven't got great visibility, gotta say. You can see all the terrain on the right hand side as well. We're pretty much flying through this valley to get to the airport.
Shamrock 101 turning in from the right side behind the EG556.
Oh, what? There's Wesley. Oh wait, there's Wesley. There's an easy. There's one ahead. Let's do 165. They need to fix that flap 1 problem because that is really full on. Very true, all icing in the sim is very severe, yeah, good point. Right, so we need a 3.2 degree glide path angle manually, and we're about to go manual control. We can kind of see the valley, so we can see the ground.
E983, you are next in, the other two are behind you in case you're...
Cheers.
Change your speed based on that.
Roger, thank you. Tivat traffic, easy 19083, passing Taz now for the NDB visual, runway 33. Get down. Oh, fantastic. That's bugged out.
Traffic easy 5563 is 14 miles from Tiv. 2,600.
There's the runway.
For runway 32 to that.
We're manual control now. I'm just trying to keep the speed up to help the guys behind. Go around was 6,000, so let's get that set. Just ready. So it sounds like we can't go back to... No, we can't go back to managed speed.
Shamrock 101 turned inbound for speed.
Sounds like we're all a bit bunched up again. I'm at manual. I'm at final approach speed now, 131. And from the passenger cabin, even though I'm flying manually, so I'm just going to do this very quickly. There we go. We've got one red. terrain just below as well. Callum, welcome, you alright? Landing inhibit, ECAM ammo's no blue. We've left anti-icing on because of the weird problems in the sim. And what we're trying to do is kind of fly this offset localizer approach still. And now starting to turn. Once you get too late into the final approach, it's too late to start chasing the 2 red 2 white. And the chart suggested we have to be wings level at 0.8 miles. We've got a 7 knot crosswind as well, so kind of a little bit of crowing involved. There we go, proper simming. I can see something in the chat about Ryanair, so just put the pressure on. 2 red 2 white, lovely. Committed. Down. Don't like the way the crosswind sort of sucks you in. Can't think of anything worse, a buttered carrot.
6 miles from runway 3 to Tivat.
Let's get the AP on, quick. There goes Daniel, hello. Thomas, thank you. There's Paul on the ground as Speedbird.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the
So the other guys coming in the valley.
portable electronic devices for messaging, calls, or internet access.
Tivat traffic easy 19083 runway vacated.
Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat, and in the overhead locker. Do take care when opening the locker in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted in the suite.
Try to see where I'm going.
On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure to
There we go.
serve you today. Our ground crew will help us complete your objective. For the latest news, promotion, flight, and
We're just going to get past him, I think.
10115.
Twitter or CCMA.
Cheers, guys. Den Neon in Ukraine, hello, welcome. The sim wants us to go over there, but I'm going to use this this space here. Going a bit wide. Paul Lee, only just because it just keeps coming back again, doesn't it? So there's just no point, really. Infinite flight? No, I don't. Not a fan of it. It's atrociously expensive for what it is. Look at that for a view, eh? Let's watch some of these guys. Oh, Wesley, you need to slow down. Paul, yeah, it's quite close, isn't it? Great little bit of scenery, though. Guy, it wasn't that bad.
101 short time 32.
He's Superfly, no, not a real pilot. Yeah, quite a few years ago I used to be a flying instructor on some light aircraft, but certainly no airline experience. That looks like a nice landing. Wesley's coming in the A330. I'm not sure where he's going to park. There's certainly no room for it. Thomas, thanks. Wesley, there's no pressure. All eyes are on you.
Tivat traffic, easy 556.
Wrong buttons. Here he comes. I hate when you zoom in, it really blocks everything up. It's a bit of a mess.
Rock 101, lined up, speaker.
Riles, I haven't got the Beluga. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator. Dougal, hello, welcome. Simwings support, guys, if you're wondering who Dougal is. If you guys want to work out how to do this and you're not quite sure how to do it, then some of these approaches, tricky approaches in Europe, including Tivat, then check out my tutorials on the channel. I've covered quite a few of them, including the circling approach for here at Tivat, runway 1415, whatever it is. I think it's 1415. Coming in over the bay. Peter, nice. He's going, yeah, he's riding the stall, I think. Spacing's worked out really well, actually. A couple of minutes between each one. Will he butter, indeed. Let's go a little bit low, shall we, so we can be the judge. We can look for any bounce. Kai, I think it's going to be a brace. He's looking stable though. He's floating. Is he down? There we go. He's down. Didn't look like he did too badly at all there. Do A330s ever fly in and out of Tivat? I'm not sure, I've never googled it.
Rock 101, vacated runway.
God, there must be a delay on VATSIM, if that's the case. Tivat's stunning. If you do the circling approach, you come in over the bay, which we can see here, and the scenery developers have put in like the port, some of the ships, and things like that. Makes it really nice. You pretty much come in straight over them as well. Certainly makes it interesting. And I guess the only place you could park is either down here or up the other end. Oh man, I've left my beacon light on. Where's he gonna go? I think it's gonna be a wing strike here, I think.
Rock 101, did I strike you guys?
Oh man, that's expensive. Get a little screenshot of that for the Discord. William, great observation there. Should have done, yeah. Should have been the size of aeroplane, yeah. Should have gone straight to the end and round. Is he stuck? Oh man. That's what these N1s are for, the bigger aeroplanes, I think. You could just own a corner of the airport. There we go. Tomorrow, 1:30 I think it is, 1 o'clock, 1:30 Zulu. It's scheduled on the channel, so have a little look at the times and things, guys. But I'm not sure what he's doing there. Doing a quick moonwalk back. We're heading to Birmingham Airport, Macco simulations. I'm going to boot up the sim, but I'm also going to load in as a VATSIM ground controller. So anyone wanting to get started on VATSIM, join us there. Thanks to the guys that have flown with us today. I'm not sure what Wesley's doing. He's still still trying to park. But yeah, there we go. Hope you've all enjoyed the stream. If you haven't done so already, press the like button down below while he's doing a 20-point turn. And if you're new to the channel, very warm welcome to you. Please do click subscribe down below as well. And there we go. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. Wesley's now shut all of Tivat Airport for crashing into 3 aeroplanes and doing all sorts of mad stuff. But there we go. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see some of you tomorrow for my first ever ground control at Birmingham. Enjoy the rest of the day. Thanks for watching.